Well, hello you beautiful people and welcome to session 10 of Dragon Age Secrets. I am your DM of Doom, Oops All Brands, or World Tree Quests here on Twitch, TikTok and YouTube. Because yes, I have rebranded myself. I no longer like the Son of Asgard thing. That's just the way it is. It's just nicer being Oops All Brands. So I'm now Oops All Brands, and that is that. But like I said a moment ago, but today I am not going by that at all because I am the keeper of our Dragon Age saga. I am the teller of tales and the master of mischief, and with me today we've got my lovely and amazing three-quarter cast. We have got Stories from the Roses, we've got TTV Wacky Man, and we have got our wonderful, lovely, witty ex-witch.
That's me.
Do I have anything I want to say before we start? Yes, I do. It's been a wee while. We've had a wee bit of a break from the channel as a whole, and that's due to some scheduling stuff, as well as the fact of I was at UK Games Expo, and at UK Games Expo I met a load of cool people. They're really funky and friendly. So what I'm going to do is I've just started doing this thing where I got a big pile of cards and stuff to talk to people, and in the nicest way to all of my lovely players, I'm done highlighting American shit when there's so much cool UK shit going on, right? So, I'm going to talk about this shit I got because this is like my favourite shit. So I'm just going to put this out there very quickly. At some point throughout this, maybe in the break or maybe at the end, I'll drop a link to one of the companies that I spoke to. And this will be somewhere that I'm not sponsored by them. There's no collaborations going on here. Although, in all honesty, if you want one, let's talk. I'll happily do it. But no, I don't have any collaborations or anything like that. I just think they're really cool. So, I'll find one and I'll talk about them and I'll tell you about some of the shit they do. And there's one other thing I'm going to talk about. Just very, very briefly. For those of you who are not aware, and in case you needed to be told, World Tree Quests is not only an LGBTQIA plus friendly and safe space, an accepting space for any and all marginalised communities. Many of the people and faces you have seen and will see on World Tree Quests are in those communities. The person who started World Tree Quests stands with their toes in many of those communities. I identify, and I've only recently found out that this actually counts, underneath the trans banner. I am a demi-guy. I am sapiosexual. I am an indigenous descended masculine representing person. And I am sick of people trying to get people to draw lines and shit. So, for the first time, I'm going to do what they've said, and I'm going to draw that line. If you don't agree with any of that stuff, if you don't agree with all the things that are going on in the name of trans people right now, and you don't agree with any of the stuff going on for those campaigning to free Palestine and all that jazz, then you know what? Get the fuck out. Simple. And I'm not going to be nice about it. I hope the door hits you on the way out. So, I'm glad we got that covered. Now, on to the fun stuff. Guys, what happened last session?
I love my own handwriting.
I love how you're sitting doing the nose thing. You know Jess is chomping at the bit to do this.
I mean, I like doing it, but mine are really long, and Abby's usually very nice and concise. So if we want to do nice and concise, we can do Abby, but you guys are okay with me rambling because I don't know how to give my notes any other way.
Jess, J.R.R. Tolkien. Abby.
Which, funny,
Darren
my
Shan.
middle initial is R, and my last name rhymes with Tolkien. So, my full name sounds quite a bit like...
So you guys heard it there. There is similarities. Long-winded storyline. Our middle name. Last name sounds like Tolkien. See what I'm seeing? I'm seeing triangle.
I'm just saying I've never seen them in the same room.
I'm seeing triangle, therefore Illuminati confirmed.
Exactly.
Jess, I don't care how long you make it. We love you.
Just go ahead, I'm Stuffy.
Recaps.
Okay, cool.
Pleased to meet you, Stuffy. I'm sorry. It's just second nature. Jess, please
I do
take
that
it
with my
away.
students all the time. Okay, so we started off with reminding everybody that Roan had walked away after giving a wolf claw to Vessa, unaware that that was a marriage proposal. So Tira's like, yoink, to go talk to Vessa. And Tira was like, hey, do you want me to break the bad news to him? Because I will. And Vessa's like, yes, please tell that man that he just proposed to me. And so Tira goes and is like, look, dude, you clearly don't understand our culture because you straight up just said, let me marry you right now. And he was like, oh no, thank you for telling me. I'll make sure to clear things up.
My man did not blink.
He was like, thanks for telling me. I appreciate it. And I just have on here, Tira is a silly bean who, yes, will judge a little. That's one of my notes.
I agree. I don't know what about, but I agree.
Exactly. And so Rowan's like, I'm gonna go explain things and like make sure I clear this up with Vessa. Now Vessa had been following and eavesdropping at that point and was like, I would rather jump out of a window than have this conversation. So she did. She jumped out a window.
Right out that window.
The window.
Exactly.
Also, I do have to, I want to interject real fast. I do have written in my notes that Rowan is sufficiently embarrassed.
He was.
I said sufficiently.
He was very embarrassed. He did not regret it, but he was very embarrassed.
And then he wasn't embarrassed enough.
He says, JK, unless.
I mean, if you wanna, like, if you wanna.
I mean, like, I'm down if you are, like.
Go to Vegas, baby.
Exactly.
Vegas,
find
baby.
Elvis impersonator.
Oh God.
Elven impersonator.
Hey, there
Hey.
you go. So she jumped out a window and she overhears this conversation going on in one of the stables. And it was a conversation in Qunari, so she didn't understand a whole lot of it, but she kept hearing a phrase that kept getting repeated, which was Vashtan Bas. She was like, I'm gonna go sneak a peek, because I have no sense of self-preservation. So she just sneaked up. It was like, And it was the Qunari from before who have the center boss. And we now see that there were 5 of them. Before we thought there were 3. Now there are 5 very large, scary people who could murder us very easily. And we're like, oh, great. And the one that was holding the rod definitely does not give off the vibes of being like a traditional, oh my gosh, what are they called?
Arvarad.
The ones who entered the Sarvas.
Arvarad.
Yeah, Arvarad.
Yeah, Arvarad. He definitely was like not given the vibes of a traditional one, and the other 4 Qunari were like definitely not very disciplined, so it's like, okay, they're maybe not following the Qun, because they don't have like that discipline with them. So that's just like, I've got to go tell somebody, and who better to tell than our resident Qunari, Aldrad. So she goes sneaky, and she sneaks there, and she explains what she overheard. We find out Vashtan Bas means you're garbage, you're less than dirt. I spit on you, and that is, you should say thank you. And we're like, oh, wow, these guys suck. And we find out that most Qunari are not hateful to Sarabas. If anything, they like pity them and they feel like it's a curse for them to have magic. And so our friend with the rod sucks and we hate him. Yes. And so Aldrad, he gives us kind of a rundown of the Talbashoth, and yeah, just these broskies are super cruel and we don't like them and we're gonna kick their butts. Hopefully we don't die. And originally we were like, maybe we should avoid these guys. Like, maybe we should not fight the 5 very large people who could very easily kill us.
Don't do that.
But you will find very quickly that all of us don't have a sense of self-preservation, so, you know, that's gonna change real soon. And so Aldrad, he is feeling like, he's feeling some kind of way about it. He really, really pities the Sarabas, who is in this very unfair, unfortunate situation, and he wants to help them. I have, with 2 stars next to it. Vessa will remember that. Let's see. Then, oh yeah, I don't know what I mean by this. I have Aldra, quotation marks, Vessa, and then Vessa, I won't get caught, Lasai. So I don't quite know what I meant. I think it was because Vessa was like, oh, you want to help them? Okay, like, maybe I'll do something. Sometimes my notes even I don't understand. And we also learned that if a Sarabas follows a Qun, the moment that they're free from their robot, they're just gonna be like, well, I am a danger to society. And we're like, well, we don't want that to happen either. Oh, well, this sucks. So we gather everybody. We're going to discuss what's going on. We get onto the boat, and we're like, yay, the boat. And we had 2 choices. The smart choice was to leave these Qunari alone. But the stupid choice was to help the Sarabas, and we all know what we're going to go with, because that's who we are as people. And so... Sorry, it's been a while, so I haven't kind of reread things real quick. Oh, at one point, we were all talking about, like, hey, we want to help, and Luke was like, I will, like, make them bleed from every orifice, and Rowan's like, funny joke, blood magic, funny, and we're like, not
in my Christian Minecraft server.
Yeah, I had to make an incredible save to prevent that from being a problem.
I know, your roll was super good to just be like, no, you heard nothing, shut up, kid.
Everybody's talking about, like, the wars and the battles they've been in, and Luca's just in the corner like, I once made a guy bleed from his eyeballs. People are like, ha, you're funny, kid. He's like, what's funny?
That's such a funny joke. That's a Dalish joke, you wouldn't get it. So we get onto the boat. The Qunari and the Sarabas have chests full of coins, and we're like, that could also be a nice little bonus. And there were a whole bunch of different people coming on with us. There was a dwarven caravan. There were a couple knights that were coming on who have the crust of Loghain, who is a little hoe who betrayed us and is the reason why all of the Grey Wardens are dead. So we don't appreciate Loghain in this house.
I've heard Loghain called so many things. I've never heard him called that little hoe.
He is a little hoe.
We're
sailing on the way. We're sailing on. Let's see, the Waking Sea. And then Meryl, being the little pessimist that she is, she's like, I am gonna go ruin the good day that everybody might be having. So hey, Vessa, your relationship with Ron, don't do it. It's gonna end horribly. And Vessa's like, oh, that's kind of sad. And Tira then came in and was like, I'm gonna be a little sweet bean sibling and tell you it could work, but you're just gonna have to put in a lot of effort.
Literally the opposite of the expectation.
I know, right? And then Tira cut off their little braid that Meryl had done for them and folded up in a journal page and put it in their pocket. Then Aldrad was helping Luca, who was like, I'm gonna die from being sick. I'm like, we're so sorry, little guy.
He's so seasick.
He was so seasick.
The dice were not with him on that roll.
Yeah. And Aldrad overhears the Qunari talking. Let's see. So we find out the Alvarad was at one point a legit one, but he was encouraged to leave the Qun. Was encouraged to leave Qun because they suck ass. That's what I put. So they're Talshoth warlords, and they have, or this guy, he's a Talshoth warlord with 3 to 4 guards, which is what the other Qunari are. And they work as mercenaries, and they capture Sarabas, and then they bring them to circles, because circles can make them tranquil, and make them just basically really big, like, work labor forces, and make a lot of money from it. So, you know, it sucks. We hate them. I have underlined Aldrad feeling that bloodlust. He has to work real hard to not just go in and fight them right there. Then, because Meryl was not satisfied ruining Vessa's day, she decided to ruin Rowan's day, and was like, hey, guess what? You keep up your relationship with Vessa, she's probably gonna die. He was like, but what about fate? And Meryl was like, what about it? What about it? And he's like, but what about the Maker? And she's like, he sucks if that's what his whole plan was for Vessa. And then it was like, ooh, this is an awkward little silly moment. Let's just walk away from each other. And then we gathered and we were like, okay, we gotta save the Sarabas. And Meryl's like, hey, you know, if I pretend to be a circle mage, maybe I can convince them to sell me the Sarabas. And it'll be really easy. We can get the Sarabas away and then we can murder these guys. Like, easy peasy. So Meryl went off to change into her old circle clothing that she hasn't worn since the day that she left Val Royeaux. So that's gonna be and Tira talked to Aldred and was like, hey, if I die, give this to someone. And Aldred's like, who? And Tira's like, just kind of disappeared. And so
who would you like me to give it to? An interesting question. Anyway.
And then Aldrad went and found Rowan and was like, okay, I'm gonna hold your hand when I explain all of this to you, because some of it's messed up and it's about the circle that you protect. And Rowan was actually, you know, he's like, no, I'm on board with ending this corruption, because Rowan, he's just a little bit of a sweet bean who loves his horse. So that's the end of my notes, is that we ended with Aldrad explaining things to Rowan and we had all reconvened.
We had indeed. We had all reconvened. Can we remember where we reconvened?
We were a little ways outside of the room where they were. We were in like a central area, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had made our way to, I believe it was to the tavern in Jainen.
We haven't gone to
On the boat.
Jainen yet.
Yeah. Oh no! Sorry, you're on the boat going to Jainen.
Yeah, we were still
That
on
was
the
it. And you're in the main
I'm on
area.
a boat.
Yep. I'm on a boat. Yep.
Boat.
So
Yes, bring it back.
bring that song. That was a good song, man. That was a good song. I was over on the bench. Yes, we are going to take it from being right smack bang in that middle area. Now, Luca, for the foreseeable until you reach Jainen, is out of commission.
Dead.
He is curled up. He is he has never felt the ground move under his feet in a way like this before, and it is not doing good for him.
No. Just keep giving him ginger to chew on.
After we reconvene in this central area, is there any conversations that want to be had right now?
I don't know if it's necessarily a conversation that she wants to have, but you guys will see Meryl in her circle robes considerably more restrictive than the robe she was wearing before. All the colors of the circle, so like the maroons and blues, if I remember correctly.
Maroons,
circle.
maroons, blues, and in some cases, deep greens.
Okay. So she's got that. And like, in the time that you guys have known her, the first time you met her, her eyes were like lifeless and she didn't talk to anybody. Then she started opening up and there was some life in her eyes. She looks like she did when you guys first met her as she's walking up to you guys. So.
I'm wondering how Rowan will take to that, actually. So I'm going to make a roll here.
I don't think he really likes Meryl right now. Basically said your god's a bastard.
His god's not a bastard. He's just a little confused. Okay, so Rowan, we do not have it. We do not have what I was hoping for. But on an empathy check, a total of 12. Would you think 12 would get anything? Would Rowan get anything on how you are feeling specifically in this moment? Like he sees what you're putting up. Talking about beneath that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's not really hiding it per se.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really a lot that's like she looks hollow. She looks like a hollow doll walking up. So it's not necessarily easy to ascertain what's going on the inside because right now she's completely shut all of it off.
Okay.
So she just looks empty.
Right, okay. So with Meryl being in her circle robes, any reaction from Tura or Vesa?
I think Vesa wouldn't have like a strong opinion about the robes themselves, but she would probably notice that Meryl seems empty and seems sad, and is kind of like, and in her own head is sort of like, yeah, checks out. Circle sounds like it sucks.
That is so valid.
Circle definitely sounds like it sucks. From Tura's point of view?
I don't think Tira's going to touch it. I think Tira knows well enough to let Meryl feel her feeling and give her the space to feel it.
She's not feeling anything right now, don't worry.
That in
it all
itself is
off.
a feeling. That in itself is a feeling.
It's true.
The feeling of emptiness is a feeling.
It's true.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
alright, so in that case, Rowan is going to run his eyes over you, Meryl.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason that you're dressed like that? Are you feeling nostalgic for the circle?
She just kind of... He's not here, but she would have looked at Aldred being like, did you tell him the plan? Kind of look. And then she'll like look to both Vesa and Tira because she doesn't want to talk.
After a couple of seconds of awkward silence and then nothing being said, Rowan is just gonna... Okay. Is everything alright?
It's part of the plan. It's part of the plan.
I think you would hear that, but I'm gonna make the roll for it. He definitely heard it. For a perception hearing check, that is going to be a grand spanking total of 20.
He would definitely have heard that she just...
He like goes to speak, then just turns and goes, Why did you start Olesion? Are you... What... I am very confused. What is going on?
I was raised in Valroyo. This that I'm talking with is not my native accent. It's what I trained into myself after I left. That's all.
Okay.
And being back in this, I just slipped into the accent. It's fine.
Is there a reason you've switched to this particular attire?
It's part of our plan. I am going to impersonate a circle mage and see if the Qunari will sell the Sarabas to me so that we can get the Sarabas away from the crossfire for when we decide what to do with the warlord and his guards. That's it.
Okay. Right. No, I have no questions. I'm just going to accept that what you've said is happening, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm not going to ask anything. And then he sits down, leans forward, and puts like his...
Steeples his hands.
and just stares at a spot on a wall. They all seem so nice, but now I'm travelling with a bunch of convicted felons. Oh no. Okay.
Convicted felons can be nice. We don't know what we were convicted for. What felony did we commit? Not wanting to die?
Arson! Okay. Tura, Meryl, Abby. I need a perception... Not... It's cause your name is second and everybody else's character name is second. Shit. Tura, Meryl, and Vesa. I need you guys to make me perception hearing checks, please.
Okay.
I actually did name my Trevelyan character Abigail.
That makes sense.
Just because I could.
I like taking D&D fantasy races and naming them stupid shit like that. Like the elf, Camelleron, the tiefling, Zavaria, the human, Colin. I think
That was
Good. What was the focus?
we're going to go a perception hearing.
I did real bad. I got 13.
13.
I got a 14.
Oh wait. No, my math is so off right now. 10. My gosh.
You were like, I did so bad, 13, and I was like, that's not that bad.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired.
It's also not that bad.
Okay, 13,
19.
10, 19. Awesome.
14 for me.
14 for you. Awesome. So, on that...
Tears, you're screwed every which way.
Tira's got chameleon eyes.
Color!
You're all going to pass on this. As the argument you can hear outside of this room is quite loud. Arguing between a fairly deep booming voice and something that's a bit more polite, but has this rough tone to it. What I'll give you... would any of you know... No, I don't think any of you would actually know this. So, just purely by voice alone. So, you can hear two people arguing. What would you like to do?
I peek out.
So you open the door to this room and peek out a little bit. Okay. Perception seeing from yourself, please.
Not as good, but it is still 14.
14. Okay. On a 14, what you see is another Qunari. This Qunari is not dressed like the other ones though. They're dressed like a trader, like a merchant. They wear fine clothing with silk embellishments and gold threaded embroidery. And they're speaking to a woman with long dark hair which she wears up in a high ponytail, and she's wearing resplendent gold and red armor. Now this one's a long shot, but I'll let you make the attempt, Tura. Tura. Tura's the right one. The attempt on this is going to be a fairly high need. It's going to be a high target number you're looking for. The particular check I would like you to make is, once I find the checks. Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? Sorry, give me a minute, guys. Just a little minute. Aha, found it. Okay. I'm going to need... This will be an intelligence... Not intelligence, that's wrong. Cunning. It's going to be a cunning... military lore.
It's probably not going to cut it. It's a 12.
12 is not going to do it, I'm afraid.
Guys, there's a Qunari fighting with the devil. That was...
Did you say with the devil?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it just Jason rolling for this? Okay. Take a peek out. And as
Vesta's coming.
Oh,
as well.
Vestas comes well. What did you roll for that?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, for which one?
The military lore check.
I did not roll, but I will.
Roll for it.
That's 15. Yeah, 15 with stunt points.
Oh.
For 5 stunt points. Just a second to get my stuff organized. I hate being stuffy, y'all. It makes my brain do stupid stuff.
I totally get that.
Brain says, I'm not used to being pressed under these conditions. I'm like, you're not used to it. I'm like this all the time. My house is just so dusty. I'm going to use 4 stunt points for resources at hand to pick up the military lore focus for an additional 2 points for 17.
Nice.
For a 17.
Yes.
On a 17 in total. Here's what you're going to get. As you come over and you see these marks, you don't know where it is you've picked up this information from, but you know they're Tevinter in origin.
Well, I know where I picked them up from. I played the Mahariel origin.
Not only is this woman...
Like I said,
Not
the
only
devil.
not only is this woman wearing Tevinter made armor, she holds herself with a stance of someone who is very much in charge, and she doesn't seem phased at all by this tall Qunari man yelling at her. Just stands there looking at him like he's just a big piece of meat waiting to be cut up. While you guys ruminate on what you're going to do next, I do apologise. I have to jump very quickly to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'll be able to hear yous. I'll have my earphones in. So I will answer in chat if you need any questions asked. But feel free to continue the RP. I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, I don't trust Tevinter lady at all.
She's from Tevinter.
It's like, yeah, it's the spikes on their clothes or whatever. Such an odd style.
Never mind, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I can't say I do either. Considering Tevinter's preferences for elves.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
I don't know much about Tevinter, but I do know that.
I think Tira just gets like this glossy look and just kind of goes back into the room.
That's so valid. Warky, will you remind me, in Meryl's conversation with Tira, she found out that Tira escaped from Tevinter, right? That's not out of character knowledge that I have?
Not that she escaped from Tevinter, though you could probably put it together, but that she escaped. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make
go
sure.
see if I wrote that down in your little character bio I have.
You have little character bios for us? That's really cute.
Yeah, I literally have like all 4 of us written. Like, I don't know how well you can see that.
Yeah, that's really cute.
And so everything I like learn about y'all as a character I put in. And so like I do have for Tira has Valisline meta Fenharel, just so I know that it's like different, but that I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's so smart.
yeah.
I just put everything all in one big old bunch on my notes, so sometimes I get it mixed up.
I was like, I do have written down the reason you got it, so I think I know you're from Tevinter. Or have at least been there. Unless I just wrote that and forgot to mark it as meta.
I don't believe that Vesta has had that conversation with Tira.
Huh, weird. Okay.
I think in the pre-adventure, because I remember Meryl was asleep at one point, and you guys were, well, asleep, she actually wasn't asleep, and you guys were talking about origins.
Yeah.
Right,
I
that
think
might
you're
have
right.
been it. That might have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I wrote that, which means I should know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was when you found that out. Because I had in my notes, I was like, Meryl knows this too. They don't know that she knows it.
Yeah, because like for Aldred, I have like, Aldred is an odd name for a Qunari, has Chainbreaker, sees himself as Vashoth between Qunari and Tal Vashoth. Like, because that's what I know.
Yep.
Cool.
So.
I think Meryl's eyes will just like shift ever so slightly towards Tira, just knowing what she knows about what Tira has told her. But she's not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Just like it's just like at the beginning of our adventure where nobody talked to each other. We're all just like,
I will ask Tira. I'll be like, it's like, so you don't know her.
No, Tevinter's a big place.
We don't all know each other.
Can't sit with. No, if I knew her, I definitely wouldn't be so cavalier and calm.
Fair enough.
Although I don't know many people from Tevinter, to be fair. It was mostly Magister, so.
don't feel like now is a good time to ask like what the Magisters are, because Vesa does not know the politics of Tevinter. Like, what Vesa probably knows about Tevinter is that they are mage-run and like slaves. Specifically elven slaves. And so, like, she knows to stay away from Tevinter people. Tevinter humans, I should specify. So, I don't think she would ask that at this particular point. It was a little bit too high stakes to just be like, so tell me about your politics.
So your
Tell me the inner workings of your government.
You know that government that kidnapped you? Why don't you tell me all about it?
Yeah, exactly.
I know that we're from the same clan, but at the same time, you clearly know more about this thing. And I'm sure you were educated willingly.
He just sat you down in a classroom and said, here's a nice little history lesson for you at no cost. Just your freedom. That's all we ask.
And your magic, and your life if needed.
Exactly.
There's definitely some middle schooler that's like, what's the difference?
They're on the Reddit. I'm 14 and this is deep.
There is no such thing as Reddit in Dragon Age.
That's not true.
Okay.
I've read it.
Okay, so we have Vesa on the not trusting Tevinter lady.
Yeah.
How's Meryl and Tura feeling about this? Tura is, I know not this person.
Everyone's going empty doll mode.
I know. What does Merle know about Tevinter?
I mean, let's find that out.
Okay.
Beyond the knowledge you would get from the White Spire, let's see what you do know. Why don't you make me, I believe that would be a cunning, I think the closest it would be a cultural lore?
Okay.
Let's just double check and see if there's anything that makes a bit more sense.
Maybe like arcane or religion?
Yeah, definitely. That's absolutely. Nah, I think cultural lore, but I will say this: you can make me an arcane lore check as well, for a certain reason. For reason.
I think I know that reason.
I don't like it here.
Okay, so first one is cultural.
Cultural lore. I think I'm gonna like it here.
Let's see. So I got stunt points with that. Let's see if I can spend ones to get focus to help me get high. Because right now I am at a 12. I'm gonna do, because I got 4 stun points, I'm gonna do resources at hand and give myself the cultural lore focus to make that a 14.
A 14.
For
okay.
the culture. And then do you want me to roll the arcane or wait till after?
Let me give you this one, then you can decide if you still want to do the arcane lore. Okay. So when it comes to the culture of Tevinter, most people know the basics. They view the chantry differently there. The place is ran by mages instead of mages being subservient. And while there is a vast number of serfs and indentured servants there, the other thing that it does have a large population of is elven slaves. As far as knowledge you would have that's maybe not commonly known, not a lot. But you do know that they've conducted some really weird experiments in Tevinter with forbidden magics. You've heard a story of apparently a Tevinter magister who took his favourite elven slave and grafted lyrium tattoos into his skin in order to make him an oddity, to make him something that would be exotic. What exactly the effect of these tattoos, or if they were successful at all, that's not known to you. But you've heard of some really depraved shit coming from Tevinter. Do you still want to roll your arcane lore?
Yes.
Then roll your arcane lore.
I forgot that I do have the talent, the lore talent, where I get extra information if you want to.
Oh, yeah, of course. I will give you some extra information on that one as well.
Yay! Lore development is half.
Extra information on the cultural side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one for you. Tevinter's, as I said before, Tevinter's basically ran by mages. Not only that, Tevinter's upper class citizens mostly all come from powerful mage bloodlines, and in fact Tevinter boasts to have a line of true blood lineage going back somewhere close to 1,000 years that knows every single family, member and child who was born with any magical capability.
And then I'm gonna make the arcane one.
Arcane lore.
And I do have the focus for this one, so.
Go for it.
Wow, I rolled awful though. That's 2 2s and a 1.
2 2s and a 1.
Yes.
How terrible. 2 2s and a 1.
I know. So that's 5, and then cunning is 3, plus another 2 because of the focus, so just 10. Yeah, just 10.
On a 10, you can recall no information about the arcane teachings that are specific to Tevinter. However, you know that most circles have a specialty which they teach people.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever theirs is, you can't tell them.
Okay. Okay. Yep, I think that's all running through Meryl's head as she just, again, looks at Tira, notes the emptiness, and is just like, same. Twinsies. Twinsies and being hollow. Yeah. She's not gonna say anything, though.
Okay. So, if I am understood correctly, you guys are in hearing this argument or this conversation that's happening. Is there a particular way in which you guys are leaning to doing it? Are you just snooping in on it, or are you intending on making your presence known?
Depends if people want Meryl to go do her thing. To try and get this out of us.
Okay. So
She's waiting for the cue from you guys, so.
Tira.exe is not here.
That's so valid. That's so valid, Tira.
Adventures in the hallway, I am in here.
then in that case, Rowan is going to walk up, open up the door, and step out. And like,
course he is.
would you mind taking this conversation elsewhere? Myself and my friends trying to have a polite conversation.
Real quick, Tira, I didn't hear what you said.
To which thing?
The last two things you said, I didn't hear either of them.
Oh, I said Tira.exe is not here, and then I said that if Tevinter's in the hallway, Tira isn't here.
Thank you.
Yep.
And Vesa is defaulting to Tira regarding Tevinter and Meryl regarding the Cerebos.
Meryl, anything you want to do since Sir Rowan has stepped up to converse with these two outside of this room?
I think maybe she'll just step out
Okay.
to maybe give him some credibility because she looks like a mage right now, and they respect mages.
I mean, she's wearing
She looks like
she's wearing a load of high society clothing and armor.
Yeah, so
So
she'll
chances are mage.
Meryl will just step out, be like, "Look, there's a mage here. Please be nice to our puppy dog. Please don't kick our dog," kind of thing.
Okay. Tura, Vesa, anything from you guys? A Templar steps out, and then a very obvious mage steps out. And this woman is going to turn and look at her entourage, and they will nod. Then she will turn and completely ignore Sir Rowan and look to you, Meryl.
Oh, great.
And they'll say, "Has this one been treating you correctly?"
This one right here.
Pointing at Sir Rowan.
Yeah.
They will say, "Yes, we're aware that his kind can be very cruel to those of us of a higher echelon of existence."
Meryl's just like,
Vesa's visibly getting like she's
"Oh."
like this close to being like, say that fucking shit again.
Yeah, Meryl's getting flashback to talking to her patron back at Battle Royale because he thought very highly of himself. She just goes, "He has been very good to me."
Good. It is good to see a fellow wielder of the arcane not being treated like a animal. They will turn, they will give Rowan this very like, narrow-eyed growl like... Then the woman is going to come up to you, Jess, and extend... Meryl, and extend her hand.
She will. She'll do it. She's playing the role right now.
She's going to shake your hand. She's going to say, "It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Rhiannon." By the way, was the name before the server. Just wanted that out there, right? My name is Rhiannon, and I am the head of our little expedition.
Oh, expedition? What are you doing for your expedition?
We are traveling to sites of ancient Tevinter ruins, or Imperium ruins, here on mainland Ferelden, as well as in Navarra and Ravane. And we are looking for keys that tie us back to our ancestors.
Very
What
interesting.
brings you on a ship in the middle of nowhere to Jainen?
A number of things, but I wanted to get to know the circle out there.
Interesting. And what is your opinion, if you don't mind me asking, of the circle?
It depends which circle we're talking about. There are some who I think could shape up a little bit, but you know. It is what it is.
And do you think that Templars should be able to wield absolute control over mages just by breathing?
I think it's complicated. It's a very complicated situation that goes back culturally a lot. So whether I like it or not, it would take a lot to change it. So
I like the way your mind thinks.
Just like inside, just sweating. Like, ah!
I would love to keep in touch. I will find you next time you are free to have a conversation.
Definitely.
For now, myself and my entourage must sleep.
I'm sorry, Tara. I'm trying not to get us killed. I don't want her to poke her head in our room and see you.
At which point these two will bow to you guys, and then she will snap her fingers and point forwards twice, and they follow in perfect synchronicity and union, leading her back out onto the main deck.
We're fucking stuck on a boat with her.
I know. I will be your shield. Don't worry. Meryl will be the shield.
Anything else that anybody would like to do?
Cry.
Meryl's just
I
gonna
guess
go
do some
back
breathing
into the room,
exercises so I don't
sit down,
pop
close her
off.
eyes, and just...
Sorry, Jess, I spoke over you.
No, sorry. No, you go ahead. You do.
I'm just like, I'm gonna do some breathing exercises so I don't pop off on this lady.
That is so valid. And that's called character growth for this. Because she's a little spitfire, so we love the breathing exercises.
So, with that being the case, with them having been warned, what do you guys do next? You know what you need to do, you know how you need to do it. What else is there left to the imagination?
She just waiting for her cue. She just went back in, sat down, put her head back. Has her eyes closed, and she's just like, Tinder is scary. And I've got
Very scary.
somebody in my room that was literally hurt by the Tevinder people, so I gotta keep them away. It's just very stressed.
Do the rest of you have anything?
I don't.
Okay. Tura?
No, I'll behave.
Okay.
Tira and Vessa both, it feels like we're both like sitting in different corners of the room in timeout.
Kind of.
Then it's going to come towards nighttime. As the suns disappear and all that's left is stars. Since the time it's taken to get to nighttime here, you guys have been on this boat now. Heard snippets of people talking. You know the kind of rough whereabouts of the people you're trying to keep an eye on. You know where the group of Qunari mercenaries are. You know where this Tevinter woman is. That kind of thing. You're also very, 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 very aware that since your conversation the other day about convincing these Qunari that you don't mean any harm, since that's come to fruition, you haven't seen the Sarabas.
Uh-oh.
Let me just do a quick time check to see where we stand. We're actually bang on the money to take our halfway break.
Perfect.
So with us ending on the note that as it reaches nighttime and as you guys have been here and you've kind of settled in and you know there's not that much left of your trip, you haven't seen the Sarabas for quite some time. Think on what you're going to do while we jump for our 15-minute break. Do not go anywhere, folks. We will see you when we return in 15 minutes. See you then. Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of our little slightly... Hello everybody and welcome Whoa, my voice is yelling at me from my phone.
Oh, I was worried that was my echo.
No. Welcome back to part 2 of our slightly shorter session today of Dragon Age Secrets, and thank you for the raid, Dice and Autism. Lovely to see you guys here. We love
you.
If you're not, and I assume that most of the people watching are, but if you're one of the people who's watching who isn't, go follow Dice and Autism. They're fantastic. Such wonderful shows, wonderful people, and quite honestly, just a very, very enjoyable vibe when it comes to our lovely TTRPG community. Now, for those of you who have just joined, we have just met a mage from the Tevinter Imperium. A woman by the name of Rhiannon, dressed head to toe in gold and red armour. And while we have stood here and while our party have tried to... Oh, no, quick, stay quiet. Our resident Templar has just walked up bold as brass and introduced himself and asked them to quietly move along because we're trying to have a conversation here and your, silly Tevinter voice is, very loud. So, we had left off with the party seeing Sir Rowan do this and a key bit of information being figured from it. Can we remember what that was?
Have we continued since then? Just because I was
literally just picking back up.
Just finished the recap.
Okay. We learned that she was on an expedition to find Imperium ruins to connect them to their ancestors.
Uh-huh.
She wants to talk to me later.
Yes, she did. She would love to speak to you. But before we left off, we had kind of just highlighted that one little key bit of information. Can you remember what that was?
The Cerebus is missing.
Yes, we have not seen our Qunari Sarabas. Now, what I'd like to do, going from there, now that we've just highlighted that little bit again, is, as we've come on to Nightfall, since the travel time has moved on and such, and your journey across the Waking Sea towards Jainen is almost towards its end. I would like to ask, now that this realization of you haven't seen the Sarabas since Vesa was able to overhear some information, a conversation being had between the Arvarad, or the supposed Arvarad, and his Talvashoff followers. What do you guys want to do with as you're kind of sitting at the little communal area, bar, tavern / middle space of this boat?
The galley?
Could you call it I suppose galley's probably the closest thing you've got to what it would be.
It's the kitchen-y,
sit around, that place. While you're sitting here, a couple hours have passed by. This would be where you would, come to this realization. We haven't seen this Sarabas around. What would you want to do with that information?
Clarification, real fast. I overheard stuff outside the stable area on land.
Before you guys left. You've seen him come onto the boat.
Okay, so we have seen the Cerebos on the boat.
Yes, you've seen them come on the boat.
Yeah, because Aldred overheard them talking about how they were going to sell him to the Jainen Circle. Oh no, Abby froze for me. Did she freeze for you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, slightly frozen here.
No. Abby, come back. Yep, that's the post she said.
That's our remix of the song. Abby, come back.
Abby, come back to us. another clarification. The Qunari that Rhiannon was arguing with, was it one of the Qunari that
No,
we
dressed
have
like
been keeping an eye on?
dressed like a merchant.
Oh, that's right. You told me they were dressed like a merchant. Yes, sorry. Got it mixed up.
We have multiple abbeys. We have
No,
one
we have
abbey.
one Abbey.
Hello, Abby. Welcome back. Yes.
Hi.
So this particular Qunari that she's speaking to, not dressed like a Talvashoth. Definitely not dressed like a Qunari, though. They do not dress as if they are followers of the Qun. But they're definitely not one of these Talvashoth mercenaries. They look more like they are dressed like a trader, like a merchant.
Okay. Cool.
Quick, Abby, give us cash and prizes.
Cash and prizes, Abby. Give us cash and prizes. Quick.
What?
Quick.
Everyone levels up. Wait, what?
Yeah, she's in your spot right now.
She's in my spot. You're in my spot.
Yeah, and she gave us level up.
Wow, thanks, Brad.
Hey,
That's so nice of you.
Pay up.
I did say if anybody ever caught me out on it and they said anything while in the GM seat, I would give them it. I did say that.
We get to be level 4.
We get a level.
We're such turds.
My own hubris, it seems, has kicked me squarely in between the legs. I said that I have always said that I am a DM who will always.
Let's go!
I'll always own up to my words, and I did say it. And yeah, okay. At the end of this session, we can level up to level 4. And I will rejig some things around. Dang it! Okay, yeah, anyway.
Next time I'm saying max level.
Now that it has happened, I rescind that statement.
That is so valid.
Oh, what a day. What a moment to be alive. Okay,
Thank
so
you, Thunderstorm, for kicking me out and bringing me back in.
Woohoo! Thunderstorm for the win!
I'm betrayed by my own grandfather. Screw you, Thunder. Okay, so with that being the case, let's bring it back to Thadis now, okay? So yes, point of clarification that was made there while you went fucky wucky Abby. The Qunari that was speaking to Rhiannon is not a member of the Talvashoth. Merchant,
Got it.
trader, clothes. Definitely still doesn't seem to be a follower of the Qun, but not a member of this Talvashoth party. So,
Gotcha.
what would be the next port for you guys? What would be the next thing for you guys to do?
We want to execute the plan. Have me go talk to the Qunari and see if I can get them to sell me this Sarabas.
I mean, that's probably the best way to find out where the Cerebus is.
Yeah.
I can do some sneaking around, see if I can find them, but as I understand it, without the control rod, that's not going to do a whole lot. It'll just tell me where they are.
Sir Rowan will put forward that I can ask around on the ship's guard, see if there's any kind of underground dealings, but most have seen me in my uniform, so I probably won't get many who are forthcoming.
Well, they won't probably won't tell too much to an elf. Or, idea, maybe because some of us are elves, they might talk more because they don't think very highly of us.
Any decisions on what we want to do with that?
I mean, people could be sneaking around while I talk to the Qunari,
Yes, I
so at
think-
least we know that they're not going to be where the Sarabas is. So if you guys find the Sarabas, it's not going to be like, "Whoa, no, you got caught. Ready for a fight."
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So squishy.
And Roan, it's probably a good idea for you to be with Meryl.
Rowan will nod with and agree with that, saying that I was about to suggest the same thing. A Templar and a mage together will sell the idea of this being a circle endeavour.
It's fate, it's destiny. We had the same thought.
He's writing in his journal at night, like, you know, Mr. Rowan Vesa and stuff like that. Like, you know.
Yeah, the OC being like, it's fate, it's destiny. We both like burritos.
I mean, it's crazy what we finish each other's sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Tira, what are your thoughts?
Oh, we
can't
cannot
hear
hear you, bud.
We can't hear you, Aki.
You know?
Yeah, we can hear you
I
now.
heard, we got the tail end of that.
Okay, I don't know why.
Okay,
my
now I
mic was-
can. Now I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, my mic was just facing a different direction than normal.
Oh.
Sorry. I think Tira's still kind of out of it. They'll probably just nod along.
Okay. With that, then, Sir Rowan is going to stand up. He's going to say, "Right, Meryl, let's go find us some bloodthirsty mercenary Talvashoth and try and lie directly to their faces."
Okay.
He will ensure his sword is within reachable distance. He'll put his shield on his back, and he will gesture to the door to this area and say, "After you, lead the way." To
It will.
the others, and he'll look to you both, and his eyes will kind of linger a little bit on Vesa before moving away. Stay safe.
I don't know that meme that's like, it's like, stay safe. It's like, I'll be so safe. I'll be
Please
safe.
tell me Bessa says that. I'll be so safe. Just
I'll
for
be like,
you.
I'll
You
be
know
like,
what? Yeah, she does say that.
I'll be like super duper safe. I'm like the safest ever.
Oh
The
my God, I need to
safest
find,
I'll
I need to
ever
find that
be.
video now and send it to y'all.
As Meryl and Sir Rowan leave, like she definitely turns around and is like, "Oh my god, he cares." Oh my god. It's the stupidest and funniest like ship ever, but I'm fucking here for it all the time. Like it's just too funny.
I love it.
They're just both bumbling around how to be around each other because they don't know each other's world, but they're also both at the point of like, yeah, like I totally get it. Like I'm like so busy too. Like it's fine. It's so good. It's like a teenage drama. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like you're
Gotta
both
be a miscommunication trope somewhere in here.
you're both adults. What the fuck? Like. So Rowan and Meryl are going to go and they're going to try and find these Talvashoth traders. While you're doing that, I want to stick with Vesa and Tura first. I want to see what they're going to do, and then I'm going to come back to us. Okay, so Vesa. While Rowan and Meryl go off, what is Vesa doing? What is Vesa going to spend their time doing?
I am gonna basically run all over the place and try to find where the Cerebos could be.
Okay, cool. Cool. No doubt.
Cool. No.
So, I guess,
No.
are you doing that by picking up your own clues on it, or are you doing that by eavesdropping, like...
I was primarily thinking like doors on this ship have like those little like those tiny little window cutouts, and she was just gonna kind of like poke her head into each one. But she will also be listening for any mention.
You're gonna regret that decision.
People just
Poking
see
my
like
head
two
into-
little elf pointed ears like slowly rising until like little eyes poke up.
I just get the image of like the door here, and just every now and again, just like Vessa's face just doing this in little windows.
Yeah, kind of. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like how Aang opens like every single door to find his staff, and then sees Iroh, and it's like, sorry.
I love that.
Opens up one door and just sees a whole bunch of Qunari, and they're just like, I'm just gonna scooch on by you there, okay? I'm just gonna.
Oh, I'm just looking for the bathroom.
Is it my room?
Hold on a second. This isn't Denerim. What the fuck? Like.
Where am I? What time zone am I in?
So then you guys know how to Charleston?
Yeah, we're doing a flash mob.
Okay, so in that case, what I'd like from you then is I would like a perception searching.
Which I don't have. That's okay.
I would like a searching check from you as you search for something.
Ooh! I didn't have it, but I do now.
Are we dropping the stunt points to get the focus in that?
Yeah, because I got 6 stunt points.
Ooh!
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so 12 plus 5 is 17, plus 4 for focus and Dibida is 21? Right?
17 plus 4 is 21.
Great,
God
awesome.
Dang.
And there was
I have
me.
2 left over. Let me see if there's anything I want to use the other 2 on.
By all means, because you want to just make sure, you know. Just so you guys are aware, I know in D&D we're used to 30 being like, this is next to impossible. 21 in Dragon Age is a nigh impossible check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Speedy search. You complete your test in half the time it would otherwise take.
Okay, wow, alright. Not really much I can do to
love
go
this
against this here, guys. So yeah, on a 21. Through a weird assortment of coincidences, luck, and, dare we say, fate? You not only stumble across a couple of guards talking about, like, you know, some black market items being sold in the bowels of the ship. In the same conversation, you hear them discuss the location in the bowels of the ship. As you move on to the next group of guards, they're also discussing this exact same topic, and you learn the password for this to enter into this place. You will gain the knowledge that when at the door, you're to knock 3 times very quickly in succession, and then speak the word Dragon's Bane.
Word friend.
At that point, you'll gain entrance to the secret auction. There you have it.
Oh no.
Okay, do I know what time that's starting?
That's the one thing they haven't said. All they've said was that when it's starting, anyone who knows what to look out for will know.
Oh, dearie. Okay. Tira, are you with me, or are you doing something else? Okay.
No, I'm with you because like I've been just like keeping guard while you peek.
One second. Food. Okay, so we can go back and get Meryl and Roan, or we can go on to this auction.
We should probably prevent
Or-
our friends from doing something stupid.
I was like, or one of us can go to the auction and one of us can go get them, but I feel better if we go together.
Yeah, it's split in too many ways.
Splitting hairs.
Alright, let's go get your
Right.
boyfriend and Meryl.
So I did it in half the time.
Doing it in half the time means that you have a lot more time available to go and find Meryl and Sir Rowan. With that amazing dice roll there, we're going to hop right back to where Meryl and Rowan have went. So, Meryl and Rowan have went looking for these Qunari. Now, funnily enough, searching for the Sarabas, a little bit difficult. Finding these Talvishoth, not that difficult. Definitely not that difficult. So Meryl, you are able to see the supposed warlord, the Arvarad, or ex-Arvarad, so to speak, of this Talvishoth unit. He's on the main deck of the ship, standing in full view of everyone, with two of his bodyguards nearby him. You have Sir Rowan. What would you like to do?
So, because I'm not very knowledgeable, would it make more sense for Rowan to be the first to talk or for me?
So it would make more sense from those who know points of view that if a Templar and a Mage are seen together, the Templar usually does the talking.
Okay. Just gonna look at Ron and be like, okay, you're gonna have to at least start the conversation first, and then I can jump in when needed, but they will find it odd if I'm the one leading the conversation.
Okay, I understand. I'll do my best to get the information that we need.
Be tough, be haughty, be, standoffish.
He is a hottie.
Not that way! Haughty!
He will look suddenly quite uncomfortable, like, I don't know if I'm very good at doing those things.
If you want to show that you're a Templar from Val Royal, you gotta be.
I have a terrible Val Royal accent, but I'll give it my best shot.
You don't need to use the accent. You can say that you're from somewhere else and they transferred there.
I am from Val Royal.
No. I am begging. I am pleading.
Omelette du fromage.
I will give you all the gold that I have on my person in this very moment for you to never do that again. You can talk as yourself.
I'm
Just
so sorry.
try to be pompous about it.
I'm really sorry. I panicked.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
I can do a Navaran accent if that helps.
No, just Just be you.
What?
Be you,
What about?
but pompous.
What about Antiva? I could be from Antiva. It's a me.
Rowan, I'm about to just say that I should lead this conversation, even though it'll make it less.
I
realistic.
understand. Yes. You're correct.
Have you ever lied to someone before?
No, never. I don't like lying.
Okay, wow.
The Maker says that we're not supposed to lie.
Just like this, look like.
Yeah, that's right. I might not be playing Dragon Age, but you bet I'm going to resolve my religious trauma through this guy.
Just gonna go. Just introduce us and say, my mage needs to speak or has a question for you. So it's like you're giving me permission to talk. And we'll just go with that. No accents. You don't even have to lie, because that's the truth. I do need to talk to them.
Okay. I can do that. I can definitely do that. Where's performance? Communication performance. Let's see. Is he going to be an Oscar winner, or is he going to be Sheldon Cooper trying to lie for Leonard? So he got stunt points, but he rolled all twos. Sir Rowan, what is your communication? Sir Rowan, your communication is his communication. Oh no, that's his constitution. That's not his communication is 0. He rolled a 6.
No!
Sir Rowan. This is just a practice round for him. He stands in and he goes like, "Okay, my mage would like to speak with you." I don't know why him badly acting sounded like Matt Berry, but it did apparently. It would think, I'm gonna give this my best try, and he's just going to turn and walk over to them, doing his best to appear haughty and pompous, which he's. Can he appear haughty and pompous? Let's see. So it's not a 6. It's a 6 upside down.
A 9.
So it's a 9. 9's actually a pretty decent roll in Dragon Age. No stun points though. He marches over, keeps his chin up, sneering almost. He looks like he's having like a weird moment of chafing, but it almost works in his favour. And he looks over these Talbot and he says, "Greetings. I am..." Let's see how the performance goes. Okay, it's another 9. It's another 9. He's going to go, "I am Sir Joffrey, and I am here on an expedition with my mage ward." He gestures back towards you, Meryl. From the circle at Lake Callan had in Denerim, in Ferelden. And we have heard of some items that you've procured. My mage would like to have a word with you about these. And he will once again sweeping gesture to you, Meryl. And then turn to look at you with a look that just screams, "Help me!"
Though she is tiny, she will step up and like subtly put herself in between him and the Talbot, almost like a little shield. She'll wait to be addressed by.
You're the shield for this 5'10" man against these 7.5-foot grey-skinned horned behemoths. Great, I love this image.
See, how tall did I make Meryl? She is 5'6".
This is going well.
Gonna do her best. But she'll wait to be addressed to get like a
The
speak like being a little humble mage. Being a little humble mage.
the warlord will kind of lean back onto the prow of the ship, give you a kind of once over, and go, "It is not often that I'm impressed by a mage and find a Templar to be lacking. Speak, I'll hear you."
She catches herself. She almost goes into her native accent, but then she's like, "Wait a minute, he didn't say we were from Whitespire, so I'm not gonna switch back into my accent."
He made a creative decision.
He did. He did. So she like goes to talk, and then she's like, "Wait a second. Nope. Get my brain out of my past." And she'll just go, "Through, just listening around, I understand that you have goods that provide a great deal of aid with labor for a certain group such as myself. Is that accurate?"
We happen to have a recently freed member of our former allegiance who is skilled in working with runes and enchantments. They are certainly available for hire on a permanent basis.
What would you be charging for?
Standard price for such a skilled 5,000.
5,000 of gold, silver.
From whichever you wish to call them. Sovereigns, gold, royals, crowns.
From the box that we found at Sir Rowan's friends. Like, I'm blanking on the name.
From the Kusland family.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How much was in there?
So 5,000 is a lot. What you found?
Not that much.
Yeah, it's definitely you've definitely not stumbled across 5,000 gold.
It was 100 gold and 1,200 silver.
Yes.
That's like a fortune.
That's like 2,000.
We're halfway there.
Actually, no. That's like 200. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not gonna show it. She's going to keep her little poker face going.
As far as you're aware, if you were to pull everything you guys have got together, you've got maybe half of that.
I don't think we even got half of that. I think we've got like 300 gold. Maybe, if we're
Actually,
lucky.
yeah, maybe. So 100 gold.
I have 22 gold.
Right,
I think I might have the most of anybody.
100 gold in that box, as well as 1,200 silver pieces. 1,200 silver equals to 120 gold. So 320 from there, on top of less than 100 from what you guys have a percentage of that.
We've got 350, roughly.
Hey, we got 350.
And that would be considered like a small fortune, because the Kuslands, they were like a noble family.
Well, I mean, they could also be broke and noble, but
like a middle tier noble family.
They could be going for that dollar princess.
The Kuslands were also very well known for being generous towards the people who lived in their lands, which is what drew a lot of ire towards them, because, funnily enough, they were actually some nobles that people liked to be around. So the Kuslands could also have had money stashed in other places. They were They were a family that came up from nothing, so they are very noble in how they dress and comport themselves. But when it comes to their temperament and how they behave, they are Ferelden to the dirt. Like, so a lot of things could have came into play on that one.
Hold on, guess we gotta go back to High Ever and dig through the ashes to find more gold.
Oh my gosh.
We'll be back.
I think she'll just, again, be keeping her calm. I just kind of like raise a brow at him. And she'll be like, what sort of clientele do you have? I don't think you're gonna get anybody. I'm like almost like a little bit condescending. Anybody to pay that price.
He smirks. And as he smirks, he shows where humans and elves and dwarves would have canines. He's evidently had his removed and replaced with gemstones. As he has jade and emerald canines and upper canines. And he kind of... I've dealt with plenty who claim I will never sell, and yet I always do. See, the thing about those wild magic wielding Vints is they're always willing to have a Qunari to take out their woes on. So worst comes to the worst, a Magister will pay.
Tira twitching. No, I'm like, oh no, am I gonna have to ask Rhea for a favor? You said you liked me. Can I ask a favor? Can I borrow 5,000 gold?
Or
I think.
look, I'll shut up. Never mind.
Nope. Give me your ideas. Give me your ideas.
Okay, or you can just ask her for the Qunari.
It's true. It's so true. And I think she's just gonna keep on kind of that like amused expression on her face, and she'll just be like, well, you certainly walk in different mage circles than I do, because I know that most of them would probably laugh in your face about that.
And yet none ever have.
Somehow I doubt that.
You're a strange one in how
So I
you
know.
comport yourself. Tell me, how long has it been since you stepped outside of your circle?
How long have I been gone from... Oh. Well, no, I can't say, like, years. Because then they'll be like... I'm gonna think of, like, how long Roan has been with us. How long has he been with us?
At this point... Yeah, less than a week. Like, 3 or 4 days.
It's like a matter of days.
Okay. She'll just kind of look at one like a good little mage. Being like, Handler, how long have we been gone?
Rowan will kind of... We left the circle at Lake Callanhad roughly 4 days ago. And this warlord will kind of like, then you should educate your mage in how business is conducted outside of stone walls. But I am not a cruel businessman. He will look to one of his bodyguards and nod, and they will give you a bell. like a small cast iron, like jingle bell style bell.
Mhm.
And they will say, these bells are enchanted. When our auction is available, they will ring.
Handy.
The louder the ring, the closer you are to where our auction will be located. Feel free, please. We would love to see you come and attend.
She just looks at Rowan, just being like, "You're my handler. You have to take
Rowan-
it. I can't take it."
Rowan will take it and shake it, and as he shakes it, there's no bell. There's no sound from this bell. Ah. And the Qunari will laugh. And then he will turn to his two guards and he'll say something in Kunlat.
He's probably like, "These idiots."
Fucking dweeb!
Do they say Mastodon boss again?
No, he doesn't say that, funnily enough.
Darn.
He should.
He then,
He should.
he then puts his
Meryl's
hand...
trash.
He then puts his hands up and pushes himself up to his full standing height. Gives an almost condescending bow of the head. And then says, "May your fortune rise before we next speak."
So just do a little respectful nod.
And he will, he's going to reach, he has many pouches attached to his belt. He's going to reach into one of them, take out a gold coin, and just drop it at his feet.
What a dick.
And then walk past you.
What a dick! She was so tempted to just kick it off the side of the boat, but she's like, "No, I'm a good little mage. I have to be humble."
Also, never turn down free money.
1 gold sovereign is worth quite a lot.
It is. Is it worth my pride? Well, she doesn't have any pride, so probably not. She has no dignity.
I have my pride. No, you don't. I have my self-respect. No, you don't. I have the air in my lungs.
Pretty soon she's not gonna have that.
I was like, yeah, one gold is essentially like $100, so...
Yeah, works out to roughly that.
He just blew his nose in a hundo, dropped it at your feet.
She'll wait till they're gone, and she'll just pick it up and put it in her pouch.
You may
So,
add
well,
1 gold sovereign to your pouch.
Yay, I've got 7 now!
I
That's
have
pretty.
money.
You guys are getting paid?
Yeah, you've gotten paid too, Tira, but you're just like, "Here, take my money. I have no need for money."
We would have
You've given all your money
5,000
away.
if Tura wasn't suddenly just handing coin out to everybody that walks past.
Not everybody, just 2 people.
The girl's just very quietly just gonna go, "That did not go well."
No, it did not. I'm really sorry. I did do my best.
I mean, I think I've been out of my circle for too long. I was a little bit too forward.
How long have you been out of your circle?
What she'll do? Just a little shrug.
Oh, that long.
No, I know exactly how many years and days, but I just don't want to tell you.
Oh. Okay. I understand. Did you have someone settle your phylactery?
No.
Are you, I mean, Meryl would be, are you familiar with what a phylactery is?
Yeah, they take some of your blood so they can track you if you become apostate.
Yes, so it's just to,
I did my research. I did my research.
just to double check, you know, because
Yes.
that wasn't part of it. So this is my DM way of finding out if anything was done with your phylactery. Okay, cool, good to know.
Yeah, no, she 100% just one night just said, I'm leaving.
Fuck
I'm
this
left.
shit, I'm out.
That won't come back to haunt us. That won't be a problem later.
Fine, it's fine.
Meryl's like, nah, they wouldn't think to do that. Meanwhile, somewhere back at the White Spire's just a Templar holding a vial of blood going, you'll be back soon, you'll see.
You'll see.
Right. So yeah, he does
But if
say
he asks
to
her, she'll just nod. Just kind of straight up lie to his face.
good.
Yeah.
Most of the mages I've seen being recaptured were caught through their phylacteries. So it's good you had that dealt with. Well, in that case, we should return. Let the others know that we have a way of finding out where this Sarabas is.
Okay. Can I go change my clothing?
Of course, by all means. I'll meet you back in the galley.
Just gonna go change her clothes.
Okay.
It's gonna be
You head to a space to change your clothes, and as you step into it, we're going to go to the others.
no.
Tura, Vesa, you guys have the information. You've found where the location is. You just don't know how to figure out when you're supposed to go there. After you find this information, do you make your way back to the galley, or is there something else you guys wanted to do here?
We're finding our friends. That's what we're doing.
That's
Yeah.
what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
So, making your way back towards the galley. When you get to the galley, you can see Sir Rowan, but no Meryl. Sir Rowan will see you guys and give a kind of short-handed wave and move over to meet with you.
Yeah, Vesa kind of runs up and is like, great, we found you. Where's Meryl?
Meryl is changing out of the circle robes that she was wearing. I don't think she's a fan of them. Quick point. Do any of you have 5,000 sovereigns to hand?
I have no money.
Okay.
I think there's that bit where she repeats it too loud and then catches herself. She's like, 5,000?
That is the price that was stated for the Sarabas we're seeking to liberate.
Oh,
I look to Tira and I'm like, hopefully the auction is lower than that.
yeah.
Speaking of which, we found out the location. We know
where and how to get in.
Oh,
We just don't know when.
Well, we were given a bell, and that bell will ring when it is time to, I suppose, start looking.
Perfect. Well, we know where it is and how to get in.
Fantastic.
Connect.
Now, when Meryl gets back here, we can see to
Waiting.
yes, until that happens, and then moving there in the correct manner and approaching in a convincing way, so that we can enter and then liberate our friend, or hopeful friend. We're not friends yet.
The
Have
two?
to remember.
Friend we haven't met yet.
Should we be seen with the two of you? Seeming the two of you have been seen together by two parties now.
What, me and Meryl? I don't think it would be an issue. We can always just claim that you are bodyguards that we hired.
That's believable.
We can say the same for Aldred. And Luca can just be...
Asleep.
He's just sick.
yes, he can be, I don't know, someone's child who isn't feeling well. I don't know.
A believable story.
My thoughts exactly. So while we wait, there is an
You're not going to propose again, are you?
bright red immediately.
Also, bright red.
I have learned from the mistake that I made, and will not be seeking to make that mistake again.
You know how
at any current
when-
point of time.
So you know how like when someone basically says like, "Oh, we're just friends," and you're really hoping they don't say that.
Yeah.
That's the face Vessa initially makes. She's like, "Huh," and then he fixes it. She's like, "Oh."
Vessa's like, why don't you want to marry me? And he's like, you want to get married? No, but I want you to want to marry me. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I've known you for 4 days. Bitch, please. Like, do you know how quickly Dalish lives begin? Dalish just be out here one day and somebody walks up and drops a bear at their feet and goes, hey, so I kind of like you ever since I met you. When did we meet? Oh, like 5 minutes ago. So you want to get wed? I fucking love Dalish culture, man. It's so fucked. It's great fun though. Tura, if you don't mind me making a small suggestion, it's not often considered polite to bring up points of embarrassment in public.
Oh, I was fucking with you. I wasn't actually trying to...
Ah!
You see, if we're friends, I'm gonna try and get a raise out of you every now and then. And I do think that we're getting to the point that I can call you a friend, can't I?
I would like to be a friend. So...
Tearlip, you want to be my friend?
So friends are supposed to make jibes at each other.
Aye, yeah. No, as long as it's in good fun, it's not... I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, and I just knew that it would turn both you and Vessa here red as a tomato.
Okay, I understand. I would...
He does not understand.
Fucking doesn't. Well, who knows? He might actually. He might. Let's see. That would be a... What we're going to put that as? That
Like a
would
perception?
Be, I don't know. I think it would be some form
Empathy?
of cunning.
Like
I think
empathy?
empathy is the closest, maybe. So
Okay.
yeah, that would be perception. Well, wait. Hold on.
Holding.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, nothing really... Oh, wait, hold on. Etiquette. Knowing the social niceties.
Smart.
Okay, so we're going to make an etiquette roll. That's communication, which we already know he's terrible at. Okay, boy did okay at 11.
Hey!
With 3
great.
stunt points.
Woohoo!
Let's see if there's any stunt points he'll use on this.
Yes,
'cause-
man.
Oh my god, that's my boyfriend. Oh my god, guys, shut up. I've only met him like one day. Like, shut up. Come on, wow. Ew.
You only have to marry him once.
My god, we're not even engaged or anything yet. God. Right, let's see. Role-playing stunts for 3. You turn a phrase, twist your expression, or make some other comic motion that leads those nearby to laugh or at the very least stifle snorts. Anyone nearby who wishes to avoid laughing must make a willpower self-discipline test with the exception...
Never mind.
The GM's discretion of whomever you have made the butt of your joke. So, as he... I understand. I do. I will endeavour to do... I'll endeavour to match your wit. Which really shouldn't be hard, you know. The bar's on the floor and you brought a shovel.
Bars in hell, don't trip over it.
How would I trip? I'm standing quite still.
Damn it. You almost had it.
Well, I mean, first lessons and such, you know. Vesa, anything you want to do in this point while Tura is just absolutely, like, assaulting your man?
Decimating him.
I'm laughing.
It's like, leave my man alone. That's your man? Not quite. He doesn't know it yet, but at one point, yes.
What makes him your
Eventually.
boyfriend? I told him he was.
It's like that scene in Norbit, like, you got a girlfriend? No, you do now! Get up and hold my hand!
Vesa took cuffing season a little too literally.
Vesa, I hate humans. Also Vesa clinging to Ron's face. Like,
This
Little
one's
koala
different.
bear hug around him.
Daddy, I can change him.
One where it's like,
But Daddy, I love him.
Can you give him pointy ears and not make him a dick? No! That's why I like him.
And he's a puppy dog.
It is absolutely hilarious how Abby went into this with the idea of, like, yeah, hate humans, brought out a curly mulleted human, and Abby just broke and was like, ah, I need him.
I actually have a note from last time, but I wrote for me. Abby says, "Is he made in a lab for me?"
Can confirm, was not. Was made because wanted a nice Templar, right? That was why he was made. Apparently, Abby's type is nice Templar.
I am a Cullen romancer. What can I say?
Religious zealotry? Yes. Questioning religious zealotry? Also yes. Nice to animals? A must.
Yeah. Questioning religious zealotry preferred.
We do. When we have religious zealots, we like them to be questioning. After all, what is the Spanish Inquisition except just questioning religious zealots? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Oh man. Oh, Dragon Age makes it really funny to laugh about some fucked up shit.
The dark humor is great.
The dark, like, this is why I love dark fantasy. The dark humor is top notch. It really is. Like, the world is ending, but at the same point, we're still going to laugh. Because in every Dragon Age game, there's a weapon or an item you can equip, which is just a wheel of cheese.
I love that so much.
And you can have a soup ladle sword to go with your cheese shield.
Yeah, so that's that's Inquisition, isn't it? The cheese wheel is a
Yep.
shield, and you can have a soup ladle as a sword, and they do surprisingly decent damage.
Yeah, Origins has the sword in the cheese, so you're like
Yeah.
bludgeoning as well.
That's amazing.
Anyway, yeah, I roast the shit out of him for the next 15 minutes.
He does not understand it at all. Nope,
This
definitely
is
does not
the
understand.
little sister energy that I'm trying to bring to the table, okay?
While that goes on, and Vesa, admittedly, is just sitting watching it happen.
Getting a kick out of it.
Whatever gets your rocks. We're going to jump to Meryl. Meryl, as you step into the place where you left your clothes in order to, get changed, as you step in, the door closes behind you, and a voice just goes, "Good, I was hoping we would talk at some point soon."
She kind of just like glances over her shoulder.
Rhiannon,
like-
Rhiannon is sitting in a chair.
It's the devil!
So,
It's usually not seen in good manners to
no,
corner people.
no. Let's begin by being
No.
honest with each other.
Okay.
There is a great many things that I'm good at, Meryl.
I guess she knows my name. Because I didn't introduce myself. I never gave her my name.
A great many things that I'm good at, and one of them is finding things and procuring things. And oftentimes I'm asked to do that by certain people.
This is why Ron asked. She's probably been hired to find me.
So, recently when I was asked, as part of the work that I do on behalf of the Imperium, to come here and to liberate a certain Qunari mage. You would imagine my surprise when I was approached by a member of your chantry who seemed awfully interested in a random mage who would also be within this area. So now, you must understand, I like to be in the full know of what's going on in these situations. And at this point she shifts, and as she shifts, the handle or the hilt of an incredibly beautifully crafted greatsword becomes visible on her back. But like a greatsword, like a historically accurate one. Not like a, fantasy game where the blade is like the width of a human being. No, like a very thin blade. But very, very large hilt and crossguard. Very ornate as well. It's almost like looking at like a very, very detailed and filigreed rapier, but greatsword size, with a crossguard built into it. And she just kind of like blah blah blah. As I said, I like to be very much in the know. I like to know everything about what I'm doing. And see, here's the thing. He was incredibly secretive about you. Now, I know two things about the Chantry. One, they love their secrets. And two, their secrets are often linked to personal issue. So, why is a high-ranking member of the Olesian Chantry looking for you? And why is he asking a Tevinter mage hunter to locate and return you rather than using a phylactery?
Before I can really give you a good answer, who asked you to do this? If you don't mind me. Because I can't really give an accurate answer until I know who it was.
Forgive me, did we come up with a name for...
For my patron,
Yes.
I did. It's Philip Valtrius.
Okay.
Philippe Valtrius.
I was approached by a rather rude man by the name of Valtrius. Philippe being the first name. Does this name mean anything to you whatsoever? I don't. The only way I can explain how she looks at you with this. Have you ever seen the TV show Lie to Me?
I have not.
Amazing show. Tim Roth plays a psychologist, but he specifically specializes in body language and micro expressions. So like he can tell if you're lying by studying how your face moves. So when she speaks to you, she doesn't look you in the eyes. Her eyes move around your face looking for any little maneuver, hint of anything. So as she asks you that, does this name mean anything to you? Her eyes start moving across your face, looking for anything.
I mean, she will notice, because Meryl was getting a little bit of that life back, hanging out with Rowan and being like, hey, we're gonna do a little adventure. Hearing this particular name just, again, just carves anything, any life that was in her is just out. There's this look of just, like, hopeless resignation on her face. And she just goes, I was an investment. He doesn't like to lose.
Well, I've got to say I'm disappointed. I'd hoped it was something juicier that I could have used against him, like that you were some one night vagrants with, that he had some want to hide and steal away, or that you had information on a secret plot that he was involved in, or that you were like his daughter or something like that. I wanted it to be a bit more but it turns out to just be another boring chantryman.
Yeah, like, in response to that, she'll say, in Elvish, and hopefully I can pronounce this right, we'll see. She just very quietly will just go, Irsamidal, Irsatelnal, which means I'm a thorn, I am empty.
I do not speak the Elven tongue. I do apologize. You'd think I would. We're never encouraged to learn. Perhaps I should. Anyway, the reason I'm here is very, very simple. And she stands up. And as she stands up, you realise she's been quite clever in how she's held herself. Because her full height comes into view as she stands up. She's taller than Sir Rowan. She's coming in at a good, steady 5'10", 5'11". She's broad-shouldered, broad-chested. She has this really, really big greatsword on her back, and she's going to not look down at you, but she looks at you and you happen to be short of her. And she says, I also happen to be tied in with a group known as the Mage Liberation Front. And we don't like when people are that way inclined towards mages. So I'm here to help. But I also require help from you in a certain manner. There are 3 other Tevinter agents with me. They do not know I am a member of the Mage Liberation Front. They think I am a honest and upstanding citizen as a member of the Imperium and blah 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 blah. So, exactly how comfortable are you with getting your hands dirty in order to remain unchecked and untethered by the chantry?
Clean or dirty doesn't really matter to me.
Do you mind killing, dear? That's what I'm asking.
I've killed people before.
Good, fantastic. So you'll be an old hat at it. Good. So I need a place where I can get them off their guard. And then you and I imagine the rather scary-looking Qunari, the rather timid-looking human, and the 2 very judgmental-looking elves are also a part of your entourage. Tell me I didn't nail everybody there with that. Tell me I fucking didn't. They all look fairly capable. Are they capable?
I'll just do a little nod.
Good. Then we can have them help us. We arrange a place for me and my fellow followers of the Tevinter Imperium and all of its blah blah blah. And when their guard is off, we can kill them. Does that sound okay to you?
Sure, as long as we can also... We are wanting to help the Sarabas that you were speaking about, so as long as we can also help them, then sure.
Absolutely. I would love to have your help in helping them.
Just know we have to get the control rod, otherwise, if the Sarabas follows the Qun, they might.
Because he has to see it as a symbol of his power being controlled by someone else. Otherwise, he'll think that for some reason a demon is going to crawl out of his left nostril and start to move him around like a puppet show. I don't know. They're an incredibly... Yes, I understand. What are your capabilities in magic?
Just list off the spells she can do, which is not a lot. She can heal and she can chuck rocks at people, but there's no rocks in the ocean. But she can also blast people in terms of like mind blast and push them off the edge of the ship if we need.
So the end of this session.
Okay. We should go find your friends. There is some things we have to discuss. Oh, you wanted to get dressed. By all means, I will leave you to it. I look forward to working with you.
Bless you.
And then she will step outside of the room, close the door, and leave you to change.
Solid 10 seconds of just like staring a little catatonic. Of just being like, what is my life? What am I doing? Why are we here? Just to suffer kind of moment. And then silently, quietly, she's gonna just be like ripping off the robes, like silently, just like does like one of those like air screams of like her whole body just tense. And just rips these off. She's like clawing at herself, like scratching herself up, just thinking like, I can claw the feeling of these clothes off of me. And then she'll put her other clothes on. She will compose herself. And she will leave. And any scratches are hidden because she wears long sleeves. So nobody knows that she like drew blood from scratching herself so much because she's just like, I can't handle the feeling of this. So, she'll step out.
Okay.
Hate those clothing overstimulation days.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Mostly it's just like, I can claw the memories from this off of me. And she can't. The memories are still there.
They are indeed. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I hate that feeling. Ugh. You know, like when you go to burp and it's like a go out and it just kind of sticks like, right here.
And it
Ouch.
And it just like hangs out. It's like, hey, I know this is causing you pain, but I figured I'd like take the scenic route. And I'm like, could you fucking move?
So valid.
Could you hurry?
So with that, as you do that and you step outside, Rhiannon is still there. And she's like kind of rocking backwards and forwards on the like heel to toe, rocking back and forwards. And then she goes, "Oh, do you know who your friends are? We can go just now, or is there anything? Is there something else you would like to do?"
Nope, we can go find them, but I would like to check on our timid mage. But we can find our friends first.
There's another one of you here. Fantastic. Awesome. Are they also capable in combat?
Oh, the timid mage is the one who's sick. The one you mentioned earlier.
Oh, no.
Or did you not?
No, she said timid human.
Oh, I was the timid?
No, she said timid human.
Oh, timid human. Oh, meaning her.
No, meaning Rowan.
Meaning Rowan. Less Rowan. He is timid. She'll just be like, yes, but very sick right now, so
Oh,
We're gonna look
I
at
have some knowledge of alchemy and herbalism. If there's a tincture that is needed, I can possibly make one for him.
It's seasickness, so
Oh no, I have nothing for that.
yes. I've been giving him
No
ginger to chew
gravity?
on. It's not been very helpful, but I just want to check on him after we find my companions. I don't know if I can call them friends yet.
She doesn't think anybody likes her. She doesn't think you guys like her.
A strangely guarded way to think on the subject, but I can understand. Lead the way.
Find my companions.
We'll jump back to your companions, and you guys see Meryl approaching with a very tall, very broad Tevinter woman.
Locking eyes with Tira and just like tipping her head in a way that says, I will not let anything happen to you kind of look.
Vessa's got kind of the like, what the fuck? Wide eyes.
Tira, not being the most empathetic person, sits down
So valid.
and just like holds out their wrists.
Rhiannon will... Can I give a look at this and be like, I don't understand what's happening here right now.
I'm just gonna take Tira like this and kind of force her up and walk a little ways for some privacy
Okay.
to explain the situation to her.
As you step away, Rhiannon's going to look at Vessa and Ron and be like, is everything okay with your friend?
Which one?
The one who sat down and extended their wrists as if I was
Tira.
going to arrest them.
I mean, that was kind of my expectation as well.
Oh, you think I'm going to arrest you?
I mean, no, not me, but
I mean, it depends. Are you all criminals involved in mage oppression?
no.
Well, then I don't see why I'd be having to arrest you. I'm
Well,
very
great.
confused. Rowan's just like, welcome to my world.
You know, so to Vinter get up.
Oh, because I'm Tevinter and elf. Right, I understand now. Oh no, I am not a part of the, I'm not a part of the governing force that takes elves. That's not what I do. I'm a whole different kettle of fish, don't worry. You don't have a problem. You don't have any problems with me, unless you're like a runaway mage or something.
Glance to Meryl.
Oh, we've already discussed that. That's fine.
Here with Tira, guiding her away.
Meryl and Tira, as you're led away, Tira. Meryl, what have you got to say to Tira?
As they're walking just really quietly so that only Tira can hear,
Uh-huh.
she's just gonna go, she's not wanting to capture us. She is part of a mage liberation. She wants us to help kill 3 of her companions that are like that. She doesn't want to take you in. She doesn't want to bring you back there. You're not going back. I promise.
We'll just nod.
And she'll give a little squeeze and she just goes, they will take me before they get anywhere near you.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I wasn't able to give you forewarning and just springing this on you. I'm sure that was...
I just thought that you sold me out?
No. I don't do that sort of thing. You're safe with me.
Everyone thinking no one likes them.
I mean, I've been taking notes of why Mercy don't like her, so I have proof.
But she doesn't want to take you back to Deventer or anything like that. She wants us, in fact, to kill the people that would want to bring you back to Deventer. So. She also wants to help free the Sarabas. So.
Alright, I can work with that.
Okay. If
Sorry.
you want me to
just-
stand in between you and her so you feel a little more comfortable, I mean, she'll take my head off way faster than probably I could ever protect you, but you know, my head will go first before yours.
I trust your judgment, man.
Terrible decision, but cool.
And she'll just gently guide back.
As you guys return to the conversation, Rowan is kind of midway discussing this whole auction thing and the information they have. And when it is brought up, the price and such, Rhiannon is going to... I have a bit of an idea. I happen to have a tidy sum of gold amongst my possessions because of certain things, and I'd be willing to put that towards getting us a bit more prominence inside this auction. We would put it down as a pre-set up bid in a way to try and skew things in our favour. If you're all willing to help me get this mage somewhere safe to meet my clandestine comrades.
That's all we wanted anyway.
Fantastic. I would also like to enlist your help in securing travel to a place of safety. We would travel with you if you would be permissible to that.
Meryl's gonna be looking at her companions because they're the ones who would be the most uncomfortable with a Deventer gal in the group, so she is going to let them decide. She is not going to make that decision for them.
So?
And I'm looking to Meryl and Tira.
Alright.
Why what?
Well, not. No, it said all right.
I thought you said
Alright.
why, sorry.
No, I was choking at the same time. I was,
No worries.
It got real quiet.
Good. I'm glad that we could help each other out. Now, on to the subject of this auction. I think I have an idea. A bit more in depth. And I think it'll go down a little bit like this. And that's where we're going to leave off for today's session. Okay? So that's where we're going to leave today. Guys, like I said, you caught me off guard, so I'm going to give you the level up. So you'll get to level 4. Okay? Level 4 is an even number for leveling up, so you're doing primary stats when you level up. For those that don't know, when you level up in Dragon Age, every level you get fun shit. But odds, it's on your secondary stats and on your secondary abilities, and evens, it's on your primary capabilities. So the guys are going to get a little bit better to handle some stuff. If you enjoyed what you've seen here today, please do consider coming and seeing all of our other sessions. We've got really fun ones. They're good, they're quirky, and they're wild and wacky and crazy and terrifying, and you should just come and watch some of them. Honestly, they're great. If you enjoyed seeing me do my thing here, then please do consider going and checking out my funky little start playing page. I do have a game up there just now. It's a fun little... It's terrifying. It is up on my start playing page where I run games as a professional dungeon master. One of the games that I've got available to be ran tomorrow is a game called The House of Blood, which is a haunted house mystery dungeon crawl. So if you fancy checking it out, you should go check it out. It's going to be well worth it. And I've had all 5-star reviews in every game that I've run so far. So please do consider going and checking me out. Those are my socials that I've dropped into our chat. And you should check out any social media under World Tree Quests. That is where you will find us. And we're World Tree Quests on everything. That's it from me. So I'm going to pass on over to Abby. Anything you would like to plug at all, Abby?
Sure. I'm Abby. You can find me on the internet at WoodyXWitch. You can also find me on the Star Ravens podcast. And for the next little bit, you can find me on the Clockwork Chronicles YouTube playing an evil elf in Dragon Age.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Dragon Age Evil campaign. Never thought of that. Awesome.
Well, the rest of them aren't. It's just me.
All right.
I'm just a bitch.
I'll check in on that. Definitely go and check that out. All things Dragon Age. Go check them all out. They're fantastic. Thank you very much, Abby. Onwards to Jess, your lovely self. Anything you would like to plug?
I'm here on Wednesdays with the campaign To the Skies, where I play a little druid warforged, just doing her best.
Little Druid
And other than
Warforged.
that, I'm here and I'm happy.
Just doing her best is a great way to describe it. Thank you so much for that, Jess. Thank you. And last and most certainly not least, Jason, anything you would like to plug at all?
As always, if you're into indie RPGs or just RPGs that aren't D&D, highly recommend the Talking Crit on Discord, Twitch, whatever social media. You can find them. You can link to their Discord. They're always running one-shots. You can jump right in and play. And then aside from that, if you're interested in upcoming projects, Dicey Tables Podcast on all social media.
Thank you very much for that there, Jason. And I did say I was going to let people know about something, so I'm just going to be very, very quick about this. A group of people that I met at UK Games Expo who were phenomenal. The stuff they make is amazing. Clockwork Arcana for all your TTRPG and whimsical, wonderful tabletop needs, accessories, all that kind of thing. I have one of their notebooks here, which is absolutely lovely. It's got a cipher on the front of it, which you can just make out. And that
a little bit.
that can be translated. I haven't translated it yet, but they do also have pens, and the pens have the cipher on the side of them as well. And they're some of the best pens I've ever used. So if you fancy a look at some of those stuff and some of this really, really beautiful handmade creations, go check out Clockwork Arcana at their little website, which I'm going to drop in just now. Beautiful UK-based company, and they were just lovely. They're such friendly people as well. And I was in England where I couldn't find any Iron Brew, and I left a can of Iron Brew there for about an hour, and they kept it for me and didn't let anybody take it.
Aww,
So for that, they will always have my heart and soul. With that, however, that's it from me, that's it from my players, so I guess that's it from us. Thanks for coming to see us today, folks. I've been your DM of Doom and your keeper of these stories. Oops, all brands. Or World Tree Quests here on TikTok, Twitch and YouTube. With me today we have had TTV Wacky Man, we have had Stories from the Roses, and we've had Witty X Witch. From all of us here at World Tree Quests, good night, stay safe. I'd always be wary of Tevinters, but I'd always be wary of the Chantry more. Also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good night.